What is good, everybody? My Paper Moon fam. It's your boy, PaperSin, back with another reaction video. This one is called The Sad Reason Behind Ye's 40-year Struggle with Religion. And it's by the YouTube channel helloyassine. So as always, link to the channel, link to the video will both be in the description below, so be sure to check them out. Let's get into this.
When Kanye West was just 5 years old, he got a hold of a Playboy magazine that his father had accidentally left out.
Okay.
He views this moment as the beginning of his lifelong battle with temptation. And since then, he's faced a constant struggle between the colliding worlds of hip-hop stardom and material world wealth, and being a good Christian. When Kanye burst into the scene in the early to mid-2000s, the song Jesus Walks perfectly painted his spiritual struggle and the conflicts between hip-hop and Christianity. In the song, he rhymes, "They say you can rap about anything except for Jesus. That means guns, sex, lies, videotapes. But if I talk about God, my record won't get played." In his mother Donda's autobiography, she was incredibly proud of this song and wrote, "To tell someone they must believe in God is not nearly as effective as believing in God yourself and having them see what results from your faith." It should be noted that Jesus Walks was written, or at least heavily co-written, by Rhymefest. That being said, Ye continued to promote a positive Christian message again in his second album with his song Heard Him Say. If you only heard Jesus Walks and Heard Him Say, you could envision Ye being the perfect poster child for Christian and mainstream hip-hop music. However, this was only one aspect of Ye, and he became known more for ego and self-interest rather than anything related to his spirituality as time progressed. As Alex Hagel from Page 6 notes that, West would take a detour before coming back to Jesus. And given the titles of the songs, Champion, Stronger, Can't Tell Me Nothing, Amazing, Power, to think West was focused on anything other than being Kanye West. In 2007, Ye lost his mother Donda through complications during cosmetic surgery. As is often the case, Ye seemed to somewhat lose his faith after something deeply unjust and unfair happened to him. In a press conference in New Zealand, he seemed not to dismiss but distance himself from Christianity by saying, "My whole life, they're like, I was raised as a Christian, and they're like, be Christ-like, be Christ-like." I'm like, no, I don't want to effing be Christ-like. I want to be me-like. I want to be the best me, because you're going to fall short of being Christ-like, and then you'll never quite be happy.
I mean, that's fair enough. Also, so it's like, it always takes something life-changing, like losing somebody, losing a loved one, to, I guess, or at least for Christians, to really test their religion, you know what I'm saying, their faith. I guess that's how it is for them sometimes. But shit, so I do see the back and forth already. I don't know why I didn't catch it when I was listening to his album as I grew up, because like I remember him making Jesus Walks, and then I think on Yeezus, that's kind of when I stopped listening to it, because I was like, now he's just going back and forth, you know what I'm saying? Because like in Yeezus, he made he had that song that was like, "I Am a God," you know what I'm saying? I was like, all right, now you're just going back and forth, bro. Whatever.
That being said, his music always contained religious imagery. In his 2010 album, My Beautiful Dark Twisted Fantasy, the song Devil in a New Dress makes a direct link between his desire for sex and the devil. A year later, he also released No Church in the Wild with Jay-Z and Frank Ocean. This religious imagery would culminate in his 2013 album, Yeezus. In this album, Ye compared himself to Jesus and had a song called I Am a God. And comparing yourself to Jesus and calling yourself a God is condemned in every Abrahamic faith. However, the Christian rapper Lecrae had a different viewpoint on this period of time. On the Yeezus tour, Ye brought on an actor to play the role of Jesus, who he regularly talked to on stage. Lecrae saw this and other things on the tour as a sign of what was yet to come. In a YouTube video titled, "Is Kanye West a Christian?" he said, "Going on the Yeezus tour and just seeing him want to sincerely put some things forward. He did a lot of those things with intentionality, him wanting to meet with Jesus. I would say all of that was a time period for him where he was in its infancy of what it was with this relationship with Jesus would look like." Around this time, Ye had become a father, and in 2015, he got his daughter North baptized in Jerusalem. However, this looks to be mainly Kim Kardashian's idea, as North was baptized in an Armenian church to reflect her heritage. That being said, Ye wanted to raise his kids as Christian as he was raised.
Fair enough.
A year later, Ye's Christianity would bleed into the release of The Life of Pablo, which was heavily influenced by gospel music, although not completely a gospel album.
I never listened to that.
Particularly Ultralight Beam and Father Stretch My Hands 1 and 2. He also worked with Chance the Rapper on this album, who would fully embrace his own faith with his own album coloring book later that year. But during the Life of Pablo tour, Ye was hospitalized with severe mental health problems, an experience that moved him even closer to embracing Christianity again. When he was in the hospital, he finally had some space. After spending so much time on music, fashion, and his new family, among other things, he finally had time to be alone with his own thoughts.
Bro, they were both
Ye
off
at this
of the
time
head
began to
bobbing.
question everything.
Out of sync.
This led him to conclusions that were entirely at odds with his fan base and the people surrounding him. In particular, his support for Trump was something that caught many fans off guard. Ye's support for Trump, whether you agree with it or not, seems to come from Trump being an outsider like himself. And this support for Trump brought him into contact with people outside of his usual social circles, such as commentators from the Christian right, such as Charlie Kirk and Candace Owens.
Yo, low-key, if I was one of the prisoners, I'd be like, man, what the fuck is he doing? Why we gotta be out here standing in this fucking line, shaking hands? I don't know this. They don't give a fuck about this nigga. The fuck? What the fuck is this? I'd be pissed. I'm like, man, fuck this shit.
And mixing with these people may be part of why he started showing some fairly hardline Christian views in the future. In 2018, Ye produced several short albums, but more importantly, there's an album that he decided not to release that year, Yandi. This album was more or less finished, but was not something he wanted to put out into the world. He was clearly in a different place now, and this would become apparent in 2019. That year, Ye debuted Sunday Service, an invite-only gathering where songs were reworked using a gospel choir. On Jimmy Kimmel, his then-wife Kim said, "There's no sermon, there's no word, it's just music, and it's just a feeling."
Okay.
Her sister Courtney clarified that the event was Christian, and this service was then brought to Coachella later that year. As well as embracing Christian music, Kanye also started promoting traditional Christian values. In July, he spoke about how he and Kim thought about having an abortion when she was pregnant with North, and gave a tearful speech promoting his pro-life views. He also appeared in an interview with Big Boy and ranted about hip-hop culture and how he now feels ostracized from it. Ye said, "The culture has you so focused on effing somebody else's chick and pulling up in a foreign and rapping about things that can get you locked up and then saying you about prison reform. Democrats had us voting for Democrats for food stamps for years, bro. What you talking about? Guns in the 80s, taking the fathers out the home, Plan B, lowering our votes, making us abort our children. God shall not kill." Also that year, he appeared on Keeping Up with the Kardashians and explained to his wife that he would like her to dress more modestly. Ye said, "I just went through this transition from being a rapper, looking at all these girls and looking at my wife like, oh, my girl needs to be just like the other girls showing her body off. I didn't realize that was affecting my soul and my spirit as someone that's married and the father of now about to be 4 kids.
Damn.
A corset is a form of underwear. It's hot. For who, though?" Kim would say something that would become more apparent later on and said, "Just because you're on a journey and transformation doesn't mean I'm in the same spot with you."
Oh, there it is. So it looks like after his back and forth in the beginning, especially after he lost his mom, he started to question his religion, and then he started to embrace his religion after that, with all of his Christian rap music coming out, and then it bled into his family, like his religious beliefs bled into his family, and it looks like she wasn't feeling that. You know what I'm saying? It's like, you can have your beliefs, but I'm gonna do my thing, and I'll hit that spot when I hit that spot. What up, Jorge? Yeah, sure. I got you, man. Hold on. And let's see. So I don't know, man. I wonder if this was a part of a reason of why they broke up. You know what I'm saying? I wonder if Kanye's religion had anything to do with it. But let's keep watching.
In October of that year, Ye released his 9th studio album, Jesus is King, where every song continued a Christian message without any profanity or sexual content. To promote this album, he did an interview with Zane Lowe and confided about the Playboy magazine he found when he was 5 years old. "For me, Playboy was my gateway and to full-on P addiction. My dad had left a Playboy out at age 5, and it's affected almost every choice I made for the rest of my life." He goes on to say, "You know that Playboy that I found when I was 5 years old was written all over the moment when I was at the MTV Awards with the Timberlands, the Balmain jeans, before people were rocking Balmain jeans, and the Hennessy bottle. It's like that was such a script out of a rock star's life. My mom had passed a year before, and I said some people drown themselves in drugs, and I drowned myself in my addiction. While many Christians were delighted to have someone with Ye's platform promoting their faith, his newfound spirituality was not without its critics. The Sunday service was invite-only and sold merch, which included a $225 hoodie that read "Trust God." Ye also got hit with 2 class action lawsuits which alleged mistreatment of promoters and staff, including lack of payment. For a newfound man of faith, money still seemed to be a pretty big component of it, although these events did cost money, so that is another counterpoint. And after the Big Boy interview, Trevor Noah from The Daily Show called him a hypocrite and made reference to the song "I Love It" that he did with Lil Pump only a year prior. Noah said, "You, as Kanye West, I'd rather buy 80 gold chains and go ignorant. That Kanye West? Like, are you serious? You're such a effing hoe, I love it. That Kanye West is gonna talk trash about rappers effing chicks?" In 2021, Ye released the album Donda. This LP came shortly after his wife had filed for divorce, and was clearly made during a difficult part of his life. For Lecrae, this was a marriage of Jesus is King with all of the music he made before. It's more interwoven. It's more him trying to say, okay, the Kanye who I've always been and the Kanye who I'm becoming are meeting in music. And you know, we're processing this together and trying to figure out the best way to do this. Donda, an album named after the person who imparted her Christian values to Kanye, would be the perfect finishing spot in Ye's spiritual journey. But since then, Ye's faith has taken a somewhat dark turn with some comments about other faiths, and he would come to mend this relationship somewhat, where he turned a corner and said he likes them again through watching Jonah Hill on 21 Jump Street. A good joke. Today, Ye continues to live as a born-again Christian and has tried to instill these values upon his kids. He expressed concerns that his daughter was posting on TikTok and wrote on Instagram, "Since this is my first divorce, I need to know what I should do about my daughter being put on TikTok against my will." In an interview, he also said that he didn't want to see his daughter wearing lipstick on TikTok. Kim later agreed to ban North from posting on TikTok when she discovered that North was posting videos of herself singing lyrics from the song from the rapper Ice Spice, which is most definitely not appropriate for a 9-year-old girl.
Yikes!
At the same time though, Ye has been hosting events that contradict his newfound or cyclical Christian faith. Footage from a Yeezy rave in May this year looks like something out of a cult, with not even scantily clad, all nearly bare naked women with crosses concealing their breasts. In June, he spent his 46th birthday eating sushi, which was served on naked women. And despite Ye wanting to protect North from posting on TikTok, she was present at this party. With Ye, nothing is ever really straightforward, and it is a testament to seeing someone, even at his age, struggle with faith, try to come towards it, be pulled away from it, and you never really know what's going to come next. But I guess the most important part is his steadfast belief.
And not K.
Make sure to subscribe for more.
You're it's I guess I can see the whole battle with the struggle with the with his religion and everything, because first he loses his mom, and then it's like, well, then it's like God ain't with me at all or whatever, and so you kind of see him kind of abandon it, and then he comes back with it, but more of a full force, and it bleeds into his, not just his music, but also into his life. And then after everything, he gets divorced, and it looks like he was still doing his Christian thing for like a hot no, not really. I was gonna say a hot second, but not really, because then there was that, obviously we already gone through him not wanting his daughter on TikTok and Instagram and stuff like that, but for him to have his daughter at the event where sushi is being given out by naked women, or naked women are the fucking table and sushi's on top of them and shit, like, bro, you can't have your daughter at that stuff and then at the same time be like, I don't want her on TikTok because of the things that she can see on there. I get why he could say that, because there's far more dangerous things that could happen on TikTok, but at least in that event he's there to police it, kind of. But you can't, that is kind of, what I'm saying, he had hypocritical ways. He went back and forth with it. And I'm curious to see where he's gonna go next with it. But it does seem like a lot of people who call themselves Christian are like one foot in, one foot out kind of thing. They're not all the way in with it, you know what I'm saying? Because even like I heard with for Christians, like if you get married, even if you get a divorce and you separate, if you have sex with somebody else after that, you know, even after you're getting divorced, you're still committing adultery. And so, and nobody fucking cares in this year, this present day. You know what I'm saying? So it's like, at least they're trying. You know what I'm saying? But it's not like it doesn't seem that they respect it as hard as people of Muslim's faith being Muslim, or people of other faiths being, you know, in their faith. Doesn't seem like Christians, you know, respect their own faith as much as all these other religions respect their faith. So it is kind of weird, but you know, that's that. I try not to judge people based off what, you know, what religion they are, or what their path is in life, or what they're going through, because they have to go through certain things in order to grow. And so I'm curious to see how Kanye is going to continue growing, but you know, it's entertainment for me. I do want to see him, as long as he, you know, is constantly working towards becoming a better version of himself. That's all I care for then. You know what I'm saying? But that's it for this video. As like I said, a link to the video and link to the description will both be in link to the video and link to the channel will both be in the description below. So be sure to check them out. And yeah, while you're there, don't forget to do those 3 things I like to ask you to do: like, comment, and subscribe. Like, comment, and subscribe. And don't forget to hit the notification bell for more videos. Yeah. And you know what it is after that, in case I don't see you. Good morning, good afternoon, good evening, and good night. Peace, and much love to you.